So we're back with another arcade pickup. And I'm starting to feel like a broken record. But yeah, it is a new arcade that I got in that needs to be built out. And in fact, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably been seeing them. But there's several new arcade pickups. I've actually been going through them faster than I can make content for. What we still have off to the side over here is a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet, which was converted to a bowling cabinet, World Class Bowling, which I actually now have set up as a Sammy USA Bear and Moose hunting arcade. So it has a little bit of an identity crisis. I was planning on putting that back to an MK2. My wife loves the hunting games, so she's been enjoying it, so I think I'm going to leave that as that for a little bit longer. And there's really no rush for me to convert that over. So that's okay for now. There's a Dynamo HS1 over on that side there that I just got in the other day. That one came from another auction, and it was pretty bad condition, and I made it worse by my hand truck sinking into the ground when I was rolling it toppling to the side, me trying to catch it, and it taking out my knee, and the cabinet smashing on the ground. So I did make a reel of me going through the PCB board fixing that up. I have a chassis for the CRT coming in, but the cabinet's a mess, so it's gonna need a lot of work. So that's in the works. We had gotten a Space Invaders, ended up parting that out, and then I had a guy pick up the cabinet for me last night. I gave it to him for free. The Blitz main cabinet I had is gone, sold that. The Missile Command, that's out of here. There was another one. I can't even remember them all. But let's take a look at the sports station, because it's actually a really cool cabinet and I was really excited for it. So Super Sports, these were generic cabinets that you could buy with kind of like different PCB games in it. I think there was a billiards, probably a bowling, and I think one other game. But they're kind of designed so you can flip the monitor. This bezel you pop out, and then you can turn it around, and it's a vertical monitor. There's a pull-out drawer in here, so you can switch out your game boards, and everything's JAMA. I have the control panel over here. So they were typically set up for Capcom games, or rather Trackball games, but there are a lot of Capcom bowling cabinets set up in this particular cab, and that's kind of what I want to theme it as, Capcom bowling, preferably Coors Light bowling. I think that would be really fun. I'm having a hard time finding a reproduction Marquee, so I'm gonna have to play around and see if I can get any artwork for that. But Missile Command had went, but I kept the parts from that, so I think I'm going to put the Missile Command stuff in here. And I was thinking about, this is that Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet. I was thinking about taking out World Class Bowling and putting it in there. But so many of my friends and family love to play Golden Tee, and so I want to have that flexibility. So I think for now, I'm going to put in the Missile Command stuff, get that all set up and playing. And yeah, I think that'll be good then. But really, it's a really cool cabinet. I love how flexible it is with the rotating bezel, the JAMA boards that you could just switch in and out. So really, really cool. And I was kind of excited to get it in. I wanted it to replace my Missile Command cabinet. So yeah, I think it'll be a fun project to do. So this light fixture for the Marquee, I had tested it out and I believe it wasn't working. It looks like, I'm just trying to take a look up in here. I put a new bulb in. It looks like something in here had burnt out at some point. Hopefully that speaker still works. So just trying to figure out what I have going on in here. It looks like I have this cable coming into this line filter. It's the lines, neutral, ground. Going over to this toggle switch. And these wires are going to be live once I turn this on, which is kind of not ideal. The thing is, I don't know if line and ground is going to the fixture. I think once we turn this on, that might blow out the fixture. Maybe that's why it's blown out already. So we're definitely getting 120 out of the line filter. Not seeing any action on that fixture up top though. So let me check the toggle switch, see if that's an issue. But I mean, the thing looks so toast up there. I don't even know if it's worth spending the time trying to diagnose this right now. Yeah, so they actually had the wiring flipped. So the line out from the AC filter was going to the out of the toggle switch instead of going to the in, and the out going to the light fixture was not getting anything because it was getting no power. But they also had the wrong pins in it. So I switched the pins, but still not getting anything out of this. Like I was saying, it's pretty... the fixture looks pretty shot. I put this new bulb in it just to test it. But I'm not getting anything out of it. So I have a replacement. I'm not going to waste any more time on it. I'm just going to put it in. Alright guys, so did some wiring. Kind of poke up here, show you guys what's going on. I wired in a new fixture. Turn that down a little bit. And you can see the wiring. I have it tucked down, coming down here. This wire here is for the speakers. I gotta finish tucking that up. But we come down over here, then shoots down to the cabinet. I have this distribution block here, which really, to backtrack, we have our line in from the outlet going to the AC filter. I could have took that out, but I left it. Runs to the toggle switch. So we have over here, we have this switch. So that's off. That's on. You can hear the speaker kicking on. So hopefully that speaker works. I didn't test it yet. But then, the line runs over from the toggle to the distribution block. And, I used to strip all these connectors here, the outlets. It just makes it so much easier to strip the outlet end and wire it into the distribution block. So that's what I did. And then the only thing I have plugged in right now is the power for the amp. The amp has the lines running up to the speakers, and then the out from the computer goes to the in on the amp. So I still need to wire up this to my encoder, which I'm going to use this as a service switch, but the spring isn't really working on it, so it's getting stuck. So I'll probably take that out, toss it, and then I'd like to wire up the coin door. I know this is 5 probably takes 5 volts for the lights. That's the only drawback without having a switching power supply in here. I have some. It kind of feels, overkill to put in a switching power supply just to run 5 volts. So I think I'm gonna try to just find maybe a 5-volt adapter out of here. I might even have one. I'll have to take a look and see. And I should definitely check and make sure that those bulbs are 5 volts so I don't blow them out. Alright, so I put in these cross pieces here, and what I think I'm going to do now is make a bracket, really the mount for the monitor, which I'm putting in that 20-inch, which I just checked it out. It's going to fit perfectly with that bezel. So, that's what I'm going to do now. I'll go through, try to find a piece of wood that I could use to cut that out. And, yeah, hopefully we'll get this monitor mounted, and we'll have to see if we can get it lined up just right so it sits perfectly and everything's hidden behind that bezel. Alright guys, so I got the monitor mounted into the cabinet, and I'm actually surprised it's looking pretty good. There's a little bit of a gap, which I think I could fill in. Maybe I can get some of that like foam protective tape, and then that way it'll have a little bit of depth as well. But man, I didn't think I'd get this on the first try. But let me, this is hard to do with one hand. You get this bezel in. Step back. I mean, man, that looks pretty good. Quite happy with how that came out. So this is coming together quite nicely. It's moving along well. So I do gotta plug in the power cable and the VGA cable. I gotta look to see if I have some leftover cables because the monitor didn't come with any. But man, I'm pretty happy with it. It's looking good. So I was anxious and wanted to kind of check it out. I didn't think I had a cable or power cable for the monitor, but I was able to find a VGA cable and a power cable. So I plugged it in, and I was like, you know what, let me turn it on and take a look at it. And yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's looking pretty good. Monitor sits in there nicely, and the bezel, just covers it perfectly. So I got to play around with this more. Obviously, I can't play anything right now because I don't have the control panel on. And the Trackball, I had ordered one a week or two ago. It was supposed to come today, and it hasn't been scanned since the 14th. So what's today, the 20th maybe? So or no, today's the 16th, and it was supposed to be delivered today, and it hasn't been scanned since the 14th. So I think I have a Trackball I could steal from something else, so I'll probably take that for now, and just to keep this project going. Alright guys, so we're just about wrapped up on this Coors Light multi-game Trackball arcade. This was a pretty fun build, pretty easy to put together. Really didn't have to do too much, rewired some stuff, installed the monitor, the Marquee, and everything like that. The computer was already formatted from Missile Command. I added a couple games to it. World Class Bowling, which is actually pretty fun to play, especially with a group of people. So I think that's probably what I'll usually be playing on this, even though it has the Coors Light Bowling Marquee. I think the Marquee just makes the cabinet a little more interesting. And, you know, you can still always go back and play Coors Light Bowling if you choose. So it's easy as clicking a few buttons. I'm not sure if I said it before, but Golden Tee was always a favorite, so that's on here, which people can play. There's Simpsons Bowling, which is fun. I personally always like playing Capcom Bowling. I mean, Coors Light Bowling is the same exact game, just rethemed. So it's been a fun cabinet to have. Centipede, Missile Command still on here. At some point I am going to go through and redo this control panel. We're just coming out of winter right now here, and weather hasn't been too great. It probably won't be great till another month. So I think once we get better weather, I'm gonna strip down the control panel, make up some graphics for that, and kind of reorientate these buttons here, add an extra button for the Missile Command game, because right now I only have the 2 buttons hooked up. So other than that though, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. It's been fun. I think it's a little more interesting than the Missile Command. I had such a sour taste with the Missile Command and how it came out. Not that it looked bad, but I would have really wanted to have that all original, and it just didn't make sense financially to put all that money into it. And everyone, you know, didn't want to play Missile Command anyway. They wanted to play everything else. So, you know, part of this arcade collecting hobby is sharing these games, and at least part of the fun of the hobby is sharing the games and, you know, seeing what people like. You know, obviously having games that you like and you know, stuff that you enjoy. But I get a lot of enjoyment out of sharing games with people and seeing people play them and have fun with them. So it made sense to have something themed more towards something that people would want to approach and play. So, you know, a bowling game, people are more likely to step up and play a bowling game than they are Missile Command. You know, again, we did this Coors Light bowling marquee up top. It was really hard to find a decent graphic for it, and I didn't even see any art files from the usual guys who reprint these marquees. So I just made up my own, and I think it came out pretty good. It looks good. Some of the lettering obviously isn't as sharp as what an original would have, but for a repro I think it looks pretty good. And the monitor looks great in this Super Sports cabinet. I really like that you can flip this bezel around if you want to put in a vertical monitor, or if you want to keep it horizontal and everything like that. So, you know, everything on here is I'm pretty happy with. At some point, yeah, the coin door, I still want to get those lights lit up. And, you know, other than that, it's just time to play it and enjoy it. Put a little hook on this. Hard to do it with one hand. Oh, gutter ball. That one was too fast. See if we could get a good one. There we go. Yeah, so everything came out nice with this one. Everything's pretty accessible. You open up this coin door. You guys can't see it, but the amp is right on this side in here if you want to adjust the sound. Run out of time. Another strike. It's an easy game once you kind of know what to go for. Can we get a turkey? Oh, blew it. Anyway, this is the cabinet. Happy with how it came out. And yeah, time to enjoy it, and then we'll do some more of those changes later on.